So let's talk about an incredible idea about love. And I don't mean love as some vague, fuzzy feeling. We're talking about love as a real, tangible action, something that can literally change the world around us. Let's dive right in.
Everything we're going to unpack today really starts with this one line. It's incredibly short, but so profound. This is the foundation, the core principle that everything else is built on.
So what does God as love actually mean in this context? Well, here's a crucial point. This isn't a love that we have to work up or create out of thin air. No, the idea here is that this love existed first. It comes from God, and it's actively pointed towards us. Okay, so how does this big, abstract idea become something we can actually see and touch? Well, it was made visible, it was made concrete when God sent His Son into the world. And this part is key. Our own acts of love and charity, they're not starting something new. They're actually a response, an echo of that first original gift.
All right, let's move from the principle to a really powerful example. We're going to jump into an ancient story from the Gospel of Mark that just perfectly illustrates this idea of love becoming a real, world-changing force.
So here's the scene. Jesus sees this huge crowd of people, and what's the very first thing that happens? It's not a plan, it's not a strategy, it's an emotion. His heart is moved with this deep, genuine compassion. He sees their need, their hunger, their confusion, and he feels it. But, and this is a huge but, that feeling of compassion doesn't just stay a feeling. He refuses to just send them all away to fend for themselves. His compassion actually demanded a practical, immediate response. It had to become an action. And right here, you see the massive gap. I mean, look at this. On one side, you have this overwhelming need, thousands of hungry people, stranded far from home. And on the other side, the resources are, well, they're almost laughably small. 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. The math just doesn't work.
So how in the world does this gap get bridged? You might expect some crazy, complicated ritual, but the process is incredibly simple. He just takes the small offering that's available, he gives thanks for it, he breaks it, and he has it distributed. That's it. Just a series of simple, faith-filled actions.
And the result? It's not just that there was enough. No, it was overwhelming abundance. After every single person had eaten all they wanted, they collected 12 full baskets of leftovers. This wasn't just about meeting a need. It was about showing a love that is just extravagantly generous.
So, here's the real takeaway from that whole story. It isn't just about food. It's a physical demonstration of a spiritual reality. This is what it looks like when divine love takes the form of bread. It's what happens when that initial feeling of compassion transforms into a powerful, nourishing action.
We all know this word, right? Compassion. It's that feeling we get, that pang of pity or sympathy when we see somebody else suffering. But here's the question. Is the feeling itself enough?
And this is really the central challenge for us. So many of us feel compassion, but we often stop right there, with just the feeling. The kind of divine love we're talking about is different. It refuses to stay on the sidelines. It doesn't just feel, it acts, it creates, it feeds.
Okay, now let's build on that, because this isn't just some dusty old story. We're actually invited to connect this miracle directly to our own lives, right here, right now.
And that brings us to a really critical question. If this whole dynamic of compassion turning into action is still going on, then where's the hungry crowd in our world today? Who are the people around us who feel like sheep without a shepherd?
The crowd isn't always a literal mob of thousands. The need might look a lot closer to home. It might be the stress you see in a family's household, or a neighbor who feels totally isolated. It could be a group of young people who just need some guidance, or even a local parish or community that's just short on help.
So, if that's the crowd, then what are our loaves and fish? It's whatever we have to offer, no matter how small it might seem to us. It's our time. It's our unique skills and talents. It's the resources we have. That's our starting point.
And all of this leads us to the final, incredibly powerful invitation. This is the ultimate call to action, right? It's about moving from just knowing the stuff to actually living it.
What a stunning metaphor that is. Think about it. The goal isn't just to give bread, but to become bread. To literally allow our own lives and our own resources to be broken open and shared for the good of other people.
And let's remember where we started. This isn't about trying to create generosity out of nothing. Our own charity is that echo we talked about. It's our small offering, but it's strengthened by faith, participating in a love that was already there, a gift that was already given. So we're going to end with this thought. What are your 5 loaves and 2 fish? What is that seemingly small gift of your time, your talent, your resources, that if you offered it with faith could be multiplied to feed a need you see right in front of you? What could it become?